Hello fellow Jerry Kents. Today I thought we would do something more lighthearted and fun. I did a Pokemon games tier list video in the past and people has asked me to do ranking of like other stuff. So I thought we'll start today with something relatively simple. Pokemon rivals slash friends. I'm pretty sure they were called rivals in the past, like officially, but starting with Gen 6, it's friend.
Stop being such a pussy!
I don't know why there's two Wallys there, but this is all the rivals from Gen 1 to 9, including all those DLC. And before we start, I'm gonna add an F tier. So yeah, I think we'll just go from order from Gen 1 to 9 in release order. We're gonna go region by region because the remakes might complicate things. So let's begin with Junichi Masuda's favorite region, 151 land, Kanto. Well, this one is pretty easy. Pokemon Trainer Blue or Green if you're from Japan or Korea. Honestly, he has to go to S because, like, there's a reason why the term motherfucking Gary Oak has been a thing. Like, basically perfected being a rival for the first time when he first appeared in the Gen 1 games. He's literally a rival, like, you know, a childhood friend that you have to beat. The fact that you keep encountering him as the mini-boss with, like, the starter evolution that's more superior to you. The fact that he's very snarky, and the fact that he's basically an asshole that doesn't really care about what happens to Kanto or not, like Team Rocket and stuff. And finally, the fact that he's the final boss of the game. Like, you think you beat the game because you beat Lance, and then, oh no, we have to beat another one, and he's the champion.
No, there is another.
And the fact that he has 3 different sprites, he's the only character to do that entire game. He just built up so well, like, he's the rival and he's the final boss, and it's so satisfying to beat his ass in the end because he's so snarky. So yeah, he goes to S. They almost made a 2 perfect rival for the first game, and since then, every like asshole type of rivals are basically him, but with a little more perks or qualities. I don't know why Kalem's here. Yeah, but the next rival is I forgot this guy's name. I literally did not remember his name. What was his name again? Hold on, let me look this up. Okay, his name is Trace. I literally could not remember this guy's name. Trace. He's basically blue but less asshole, and even though I like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu's story, it's just repeating the same story, but blue and red and green are separate characters now, and for some reason, he's been replaced by an inferior version, and it doesn't work because he's a nice guy, he's not snarky enough, and it's not very satisfying to beat him. So, he's going to F tier. Anyway, Generation 2, Johto region. Silver is his name, I believe, even though he technically has no official name, because you can name him. I like to call him Passerby Boy. But anyways, yeah, Pokemon Trainer Silver. I actually put him in S tier because I really like this guy too. I guess they knew the success of Blue in the last game, so they decided let's make him more asshole, and this time he's not even a friend, he's a criminal. The only problem this character had was that he didn't have really any motivation of why he's such an edgelord. Like, why did he hate Team Rocket so much? And then Fire and Leaf Green hinted that he's Giovanni's son. And Gen 4 and the Heart Gold Soul Silver remakes, because this is their proper remake, not a faithful adaptation, they made Silver Giovanni's son in actuality. And I also like they also kind of softened him, and it still works. Like, they made him to Tsundere later in the game. There's some really cute moments, like he's like, I'm still an asshole, dude, but let's have a rival battle. Yeah, he's a pretty fun character, so I put him in S. Anyway, Gen 3, I don't need 2 Wallys. We have 3 rivals this time, Brandon, May, and Wally. First, we have Brandon and May, basically the opposite gender main character. I'm gonna put them in B tier. The reason is because they're official romantic interests, and I like that dynamic. It wasn't really that strong in the Gen 3 games, but the manga made it pretty popular. And then I guess Shigeru Mori really liked the manga, so they made it official in the games too. But yeah, I like the fact that there's a rival, and I like love in games, so it's nice to have a romantic interest. And it's pretty interesting that they made the non-playable main protagonist your rival. It's pretty cool because excluding Heart Gold Soul Silver, the previous 2 generations, the opposite gender didn't appear in the games. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But I put them in B tier because other than that, they don't really do much in the story. At least they're an upgrade though, because in the original Gen 3 games, they kind of disappeared in the story after Lily Cove, and it's really weird. But still, I really like Brandon and May as rivals. But the manga was better, so go read the Pokemon Adventures manga. Ruby and Sapphire might be my favorite manga protagonists. But anyways, Wally next. I'm gonna put this guy in... I'm gonna put this guy in A tier because they've made him kind of funny. Like, he's a weak kid at the beginning, and then he has a bit of a character arc. He goes strong, and then he loses to the player, so it's kind of sad, but he still says, I'm gonna be the best player, and then becomes like a psychopath because basically becomes an EV trainer. He becomes the typical Pokemon competitive trainer. And I think the developers were making fun of the die-hard Pokemon competitive fans. His theme and his battle in Victory Road and Oras is really well done with the whole music and the setting with the flowers and everything. And also, it's another improvement. Oras, it's also one of the best aspects of Oras because Wally in the original games, he only appeared in the game like twice. He appeared in the beginning, and then he appeared at the end at Victory Road, and you kind of forgot that this character even existed. So I like how they made him more memorable in the remake. So yeah, Wally goes to A tier. Anyway, it's going to Gen 4. Barry.
Damn it, Barry!
This might be the first hot take that not many people agree with me, but I think Barry's average as hell, and he's going to C tier. I don't like Barry, even though a lot of people like him. It might be because I'm a very rash, impatient person because I'm a Korean man, but maybe he reminds me of too much of me. Like, I don't know. I just don't like the humor. Like, if you're late, I'm gonna sue you. You're gonna have to pay $30 million. Like, I know a lot of people like that meme, but I never found that funny. That dud thing was also not that funny to me. He does have a character arc, so he's not going to the bottom 2 tiers, but I don't know, he's not that interesting. At least they made him more interesting in Platinum by having him try to be Crasher Wake's apprentice and stuff, but that was completely forgotten in BDSP, so yeah, go figure. We're already moving on to Gen 5. We have 4 rivals of Gen 5. Let's start with Bianca. I'm gonna put Bianca in D tier. I mean, her story is pretty interesting. Like, it's the first time that shows that not everyone can become a great Pokemon trainer. Other than that, she's pretty forgettable. You don't battle her that much. She's too easy because she uses like shitty Pokemon and Pokemon weaker than you. I mean, there's that scene with her dad, which is interesting, but other than that, she's a very forgettable character to me. Maybe if I watch the anime, it'll be different, but in the games, she's just forgettable. For Kieran, I'm gonna put him in the C tier. He's a bit better than Bianca, but I still don't like him. He's a stereotypical anime glasses guy, and I don't like that stereotype in anime because I wear glasses. I like that he had an arc like, I want to become champion, and realize he can't become champion, or there's really no point in becoming a champion. But I don't like his design, and he's a little too snarky sometimes, like, but not in a funny way, like Silver or Blue. He's just as a know-it-all, and I don't like know-it-alls. He's a bit more better as a character in the sequel, actually, because I like seeing him as a gym leader in the sequel. But we're talking about him as a rival, and I don't think he's that good, so I'm putting him in C tier. And we have N, and I don't even know if N counts as a rival, but I guess this tier list thinks so, so I'm gonna put N in A tier. I mean, he's a great character to fight, but I don't know if I see him as a rival, and that's why I'm putting him in A tier. Maybe I'll do a Pokemon villain tier list, and maybe I'll talk about him more as a villain, but as a rival, he's okay. He's like the asshole rival, but he's not really a rival, that's it. So he's a good character. He's a great character that's memorable, but as a rival, he's just an A, not an S. And this might be the biggest hot take. Hugh in Pokemon Black and White 2. Even though Pokemon Black and White 2 is the best Pokemon game in my opinion in an objective sense, I'm gonna put Hugh in D tier. Yeah, I know Hugh is very popular, but I don't like him. His design looks cool, but that's about it. I really do not like his character in the games. His whole character is that he's angry at Team Plasma. He wants to kill them all. He wants to kill every last one of them.
Kill every last one of them!
Because they stole his cat. I mean, his sister's cat. It's a nice motivation, I guess, but the fact that it's a freaking Perleon, one of the most common Pokemon you can find in UNOVA. If it was like a Zorua, like a special Pokemon, then maybe it'll work more, but the fact that it just feels very petty, like, and other than that, he doesn't have much of a character. Just very angry at Team Plasma, and his whole character arc is letting go of his anger. Like, what is this, Star Wars? But yeah, I don't like Hugh. His music, his design is cool, but I don't like his story, I don't like his character. He's pretty forgettable if it was for his design and music, so I'm putting him D tier. Oh, but we're coming to the bad rivals. Pokemon X and Y with the most rivals, 5 of them. We're with Gen 6. Kalos region has the most rivals, and this is the point where they started to call him friend.
Stop being such a pussy!
And we're gonna start with the protagonist, and I'm putting them right directly at F. Like, because Gen 3 and 4 had like protagonists being separate characters, and Gen 5 didn't have them, except for a small cameo. So I was looking forward to seeing a protagonist being a character again, but they don't have like a character. Like, it's like Pokemon X and Y. It's very bland because they didn't have time to finish the game or something. Like, Kalen and Serena's arc is that they're very jealous, and that's about it of the main character. It's not really a fun character, and their arc is that they just admit they can't beat you, which is fucking stupid. I'm also putting Tierno and I forgot this guy's name. Trevor. I'm putting Tierno and Trevor in F tier because, first of all, for Tierno, his own thing is that he likes to dance, but we actually never see him dancing. Like, why couldn't they give this guy a Ludicolo for Christ's sake, like Mirror B in the Coliseum games? Or like, and he just looks like a son of that Team Plasma villain from the post game, and it's never established that he's the son or anything. He's just very forgettable, and I think he only battled like twice in the game. And worse is Trevor, like, he's basically a guy who likes to take photos, but there is no Pokemon Snap related mechanic in Pokemon X and Y, so he's very forgettable. So yeah, I think out of the F tiers, those two are probably the worst. I think Shauna's a little bit better though, because I'm gonna give her the D tier, because she has a bit more depth than the other rivals. Because her whole character is that she's always silly, but when she's serious, becomes super serious, and that's kind of cute. But other than that, it's not that fun. She's just really forgettable, like the entire story of Pokemon X and Y, and I'm putting her on D tier. She's a bit of a little improvement compared to the rest of the rivals, but yeah, she's pretty forgettable too. Gen 7, we have 2 rivals this time. I guess Lilia didn't count as a rival, so this tier list doesn't include her. If she was in it, I'll probably put her in F tier because she's so freaking annoying, being the main protagonist. But anyways, I'm gonna put Tao in the B tier, and I think that might be surprising to most people because I think it's a pretty good rival. First of all, I like that he's the first real, like, happy, like, really chill rival. I mean, Shauna was kind of like that, but he's like the really happy go-getter, and I actually kind of like that, and I like the fact that even though he's pretty happy, he likes to bully people with facts and logic. Like, there's a lot of people that notice this, but there's a lot of moments where he bullies the other rival Gladion. And I think it was him that tried to bully Luzamine about her being over 40. And he's actually pretty funny, like, if you read into the subtext. And I kind of like him as the final boss in USUM, because they have to sell the same game twice. So I'm putting him as B. Gladion, I'm putting in C tier. He's pretty okay, because he's their first snarky rival since Pokemon Gold and Silver. A lot of people are complaining that Pokemon games, like the rivals, they made him too nice. So I guess they wanted to make an asshole rival again. But other than that, he's pretty forgettable in the story. Like, he's part of Team Skull technically, but he's overshadowed by Luzamine and Guzma, and I don't really like him in that aspect. But I liked how he was a bit of a rival, but it was like he was trying very hard to be an asshole. And I like how he's trying to be the edgelord, but it kind of seems forced, so you don't really believe as an edgelord. And his whole over dramatic with the animation with the hands, like doing this, it's pretty funny. And yeah, I'm putting him, he's pretty average. He's on C tier. Next, Gen 8. Gen 8 has 3 rivals this time, and let's start with Hop. I really fucking hate Hop. He's going up to F tier. I just feel like he's How, but How at home. Like, I know he's the same animation as How too. A lot of people made fun of that in the trailers before it came out. But his whole character is that he's weak and he's overshadowed by his brother, and he's too fucking whiny. And I hate his name too, Hop. Like, he's just Dr. Seuss. Like, that's such a lame name. And he's whining about his brother Leon. It's just very annoying, and I don't like his design too. I don't like his music. I just really find it fucking annoying. I know he has a character arc, but I just don't really like him because he's so fucking annoying. B, on the other hand, I kind of like. I'm putting him on C tier. He's a continuation of the edgelord rival asshole, like Gladion. And I like that he's a complete dick, but I guess the problem with his story is that mention he's an orphan, and it's a little weird. It feels out of place in a Pokemon game where everything is bright and colorful. They mentioned his parents being dead, but the fact that he gets bullied by the grandma is pretty funny, so I'm putting in C tier. Marnie, I don't like Marnie. I think she's just too goth lolly bait. Like, oh, she's starting to smile like Joker, smile. She's better than Hop, and the fact that she's a little sister is interesting, I guess. But other than that, she's pretty bad. Oh, and who are these two? Oh yeah, I didn't play the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC. I'm creating a mute here. Who? Maybe I'll play Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC one day, but I just really do not like that game, and I don't want to go back to it. Maybe they're two nice characters, but I don't like them. But anyways, we're going to Gen 9, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, a Pokemon game that I kind of liked. And we start with Nemona, and Nemona I'm putting in A tier. Nemona, I think I explained it in the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet review, but I like Nemona because she's so simple and straightforward. She's just a battle-crazed yandere, and I thought that was pretty funny. Like, I was tired of like rivals with tragic backstories or trying to force the badly written character arc down our throats. And Nemona was a breath of fresh air because she's pretty funny and her design is pretty nice. Her theme is pretty good too, and I like her being the final boss of the Victory Road story arc. So yeah, I'm putting her A tier. She's really a nice breath of fresh air. Arven, on the other hand, this might be surprising, but I'm putting him D tier. Because I think I mentioned that I liked Arven's story, and I do but it's more of that I like Arven's story that relates with the professors in the end in Area Zero. The story around him is interesting, but the actual character itself is not that interesting. Arven is just... You don't even fight Arven that much. His theme is pretty forgettable. His character is that he likes to cook and he's a dog. I mean, he's not a John Wick, you know? I think if he battled him more, maybe it would be better. I think the biggest problem is that you only battled this guy only twice, and it's fun to bully him, but other than that, like... The story around him is interesting, but the character himself is not that interesting, so I'm putting him D tier. Penny's next, and I don't know if Penny counts also as a rival because you barely meet her in the actual game and she's typically a villain, but I'm putting her a C tier. I like the character conceptually, like a bully student that wants to take revenge on the school. But out of the whole gym leader plot and the legendary plot and the Team Star plot was probably the weakest part of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in my opinion. I just didn't care about the whole bullying stuff because I always tell and not show. Oh, we were bullied. Oh, yeah, I wish I could have seen that. Instead of lazy animated cutscenes, how about some flashbacks to like actual bullying or something? Other than that, I mean, she's a pretty great final boss in the whole storyline about her. I like her theme. She's kind of like Futaba for Persona 5, like a hacker little girl. Is pretty cute, I guess. And she's also maybe LGBT, so yeah, we have to give her woke points. So yeah, I'm putting her C tier. Now we're going to Pokemon Scarlet Violet DLC, and I'll start with Carmine. I'm putting Carmine in A tier. I actually almost put her in S tier. I really liked Carmine, and she was the highlight of the Pokemon Scarlet Violet DLC. First of all, I really like her design. I know a lot of people said like she was creepy, but her hair is too funny. But I don't know. I just like how narcissistic she is. She's one of those. She reminds me of this woman that think her beauty is gonna like fix everything, but she keeps losing to the main protagonist. And I like her character animation during the story too. And I really noticed how tall she is. It's pretty funny, like how tall this lady is. But anyways, Carmine's role is really fun as a character. She's narcissistic. She's kind of foul-mouthed too. And she's a bit like Nemona, but a bummer or an asshole, but a fun kind of asshole. And I liked you became friends with her in the end of the story. She's pretty fun. Kieran, her little brother Kieran, I'm putting on a B tier. I mean, he's not that interesting. Like, his whole character is that he wants recognition, and the fact that he becomes an edgelord just because he lost to the protagonist a couple times is really fucking funny to me. Like, other edgy edgelord protagonists, they all edgy because they have like some tragic backstory related to a family member. Silver is Giovanni, Gladion was Zamine, Beat being an orphan, but like Kieran has loving parents, I think, and he has a caring sister too. But the fact that he goes to puberty in the game, and he tried to be edgy by making his hair back. I think it's just fucking hilarious, and just beating him and bullying it was fucking hilarious in the DLC. He's not as funny or interesting as Karma in my opinion, but yeah, he's a pretty fun character, so I'm putting him B tier. No, and I'll put Wally at 2 because he's not supposed to be here. But anyways, that's that. That's the tier list of Pokemon Rivals. As you can see, I thought of story, character design, and personality. These 3 criterias. I think when it comes to Pokemon games, these 3 criterias matter the most, and I rank them based on this. I wonder what you guys think of the tier list. If you want to share your own tier list, you can make one and share it in the comments, or come to my Discord server and post it. If you want to see me make more tier lists of other Pokemon stuff like gym leaders or music battles or cities or regions or whatever, yeah, I can do that too. So type in the comments of what you want to see me do next. And yeah, that's about it. Don't worry, more scripted content is coming, but I want to try something new with this video. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. But anyway, that's it for me. This is my rival tier list. Goodbye.